Welcome to another episode of Married with Video Games. I'm your host, Matthew.
I'm your host, Christina.
And I played Clair Obscur Expedition 33. We were the 33rd expedition. That is not true.
No. What, the 67th?
67th. Yeah. Expedition number 67. It was the best of times. It was the wildest of times.
The blurst of times.
It was quite the blurst.
Excellent.
The blurbening.
The blurbening.
Yes.
Yeah, we finished this game at the beginning of the month.
Or very end of the month. I think I typed it up on October 1st.
Oh, yeah, we finished it in September because we wanted to do things.
Mm-hmm. We did beat another game.
We did, yeah. We'll record that one and post it at some point.
We're proud of us doing things and stuff.
You know.
We're busy.
I'm so tired.
I'm so tired.
Okay. Clair Obscur Expedition 33.
Yeah, you play as Expedition 33, a group of people setting out to the monolith to stop an entity known as the Paintress from painting her numbers. Each year she paints a number one less than before, and everyone of that age is erased from existence. Will this expedition be able to reach the monolith in time to save everyone? And what mysteries will they uncover along the way? Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Oh, that was a pretty good synopsis. Mm-hmm. No, it's full of spoilers. Sorry for the loud.
We'll get to spoilers.
Clair Obscur Expedition 33 was released on PS5, PC, and Xbox Series X and S on April 24th, 2025. We played it on PC. And I said, paint the reviews here.
At least you didn't say gommage the reviews here.
Well, that would be getting rid of them.
It would.
I used the word gommage, I think, somewhere in here.
That's what I told you when you were away and we were talking. And you asked what I was doing. I'm like, oh, I've just finished watching Infinity War. And everybody, Thanos snapped everybody at the end. Out loud, I was like, oh no, they gommaged. It's still true. Very serious, but then that thought crossed my mind, and then I just started laughing. Yeah. You called in the middle of Peter Parker doing the Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good. Mm-hmm. Like, oh no, Peter. And then you called, and I had to not be sad. Okay.
All right, let's do it.
Reviews. Metacritic. 93 from critics, 9.7 from users. Mm-hmm. So IGN positive, I ended up just pulling their overall verdict. In so many ways, Clair Obscur Expedition 33 reminded me of numerous classic and contemporary RPGs I love, but developer Sandfall truly understood why those games are special and made the pieces it borrowed its own. The creative turn-based combat system is brilliant, keeping me engaged, while impressive visual flourishes bring it all together. The story can be a touch messy or melodramatic at times, but there's an earnestness to how it frames mortality, grief, and the small moments of joy we find. It doesn't shy away from the different, destructive ways we may handle loss either, all of which is delivered through a fantastic performance from an A-list cast that gives its story the heart it needs to really hit. The contrast between its artistic sensibilities and old-school RPG design philosophy shows a clarity of vision as if it was scoped just right to focus on the things that matter most, making it a true modern throwback. And so, Clair Obscur Expedition 33 stands strong alongside its inspirations, and I hope that it too can be an inspiration for those who come after.
Oh, I see what they did there.
That's pretty good. Mm-hmm. The only negative, quote-unquote...
Lots of air quotes here.
Was from IGN Japan.
What? The Japanese?
And it was a... middling review. Is a mixed review. That's everybody else was like, this game is awesome.
Mad that it wasn't made in Japan, eh?
So here's a Google Translate from some of it because I couldn't find anything else. Okay. In addition to plot twists, there were many unexpected story developments. This game has a world map like a JRPG where giants appear as vehicles. In order to obtain these vehicles, there's a scene where you have to do an errand quest that doesn't really have much of a storyline. Furthermore, when you arrive at a village created by spirit-like beings, a tournament begins in an arena for some reason. There are many padded developments that seem to be imitating the worst aspects of JRPGs. In the middle of the game, you are suddenly told that you must defeat 2 bosses to proceed. If that was the setting, I wish they had included more foreshadowing so that it was clearer. I don't agree with any of that, but it was the only negative I could find.
Oh, well, they were just upset it wasn't made in Japan, because
Yes.
Japan does weird stuff all the time.
It's true. The rest of the review was like, this is really good, but that part... Yeah.
Me?
Yeah.
I liked everything I did in the game. I got angry a lot, and then I played on story mode.
Then we changed the story mode, and we're like, oh, we should have done this from the start.
So I will cover this in the gameplay, but I'll talk about the gameplay a little bit, and then I'll cover what happened here. So it's an old school turn-based RPG mechanics with a twist. So old school RPGs are you get into a battle, and you take turns in combat. There's a turn order. You go in the turn order based on how fast your character's agility is. So they go first, second, etc., etc. And then, but the twist is that you can actively dodge, parry, or jump over enemies. And there's like a super parry in there too. For like a special moves, you can special parry. They give you all these tools and they dole them out slowly so you can kind of get the hang of the first 2. Dodge and parry are there immediately. And then they add the super parry, and then they add jumping, or vice versa. They add jumping and then super parry.
Was it the chromatic parry?
Yeah, something like that. And so successful parries will give you counterattacks. For instance, and dodges are easier to and prevent damage, but there's no counterattack with the dodge. You just dodge the attack. That is correct. And then there it goes. There are various weapons that can be leveled up and granted special abilities. By the higher level you get them, highest level is 33. Kind of fun.
No way.
Along with Pictos, which I'm calling charms, but they're upgrades for your characters for various powers. So one of the more powerful ones is you always go first. And there's another one called Cheater, where you can
go 2 times in a row.
And immediately. So you attack and you immediately have another action right afterward. They made a meaningful RPG combat experience while sticking to the root of what makes turn-based games so special.
Yeah, you were always very excited about how the combat looked in all of the previews before it came out.
Yes, so I actually don't have a complaint about the combat. I will say that I'm very grateful they put a story mode in there. So the combat is very challenging. It's very rewarding. I don't have the same time I had to sit and play video games and get used to that kind of combat and get very good at it.
And perfect it.
And perfect it. Whereas the story mode, you take minimal damage, your parries and your dodges, you have a higher window.
Bigger window,
and when you do get hit, you take nominal to no damage, which was part of that's not fun for me, but I liked the story so much that I wanted to be able to get through the game.
Yeah.
The combat is very good. It is very well made. I just don't have the same time to get used to playing a game like this. So
yeah, we get maybe 2 hours tops an evening.
The gameplay's incredible. If I had 4 hours a day, maybe I don't need that much, but just realistically, if I had 4 hours straight to sit and play when we did play, it'd be a lot different experience, because there was evenings where one boss fight would take me an hour and a half because of the amount of times I had to go back through the boss and learn the mechanics and get through the phases. And when you get to the next phase, you have to do more.
I know.
And so I eventually just said, I'm going to story mode. I want to get through the story of this game. This is taking me way too long.
Yeah, getting you to play this game for like an hour a night was a little like pulling teeth at times, which was frustrating for me because I know like how badly you wanted to play this game since like the first trailer, and then to see you just be like, no, you can just play Donkey Kong tonight was like disheartening to me. So when you were finally like, we got to put it on story mode to make this easier.
Well, I had to.
It was a lot more fun that way.
It was, because it would have been an impossible game for me to sit and play with us together.
Correct.
I couldn't play, and this is nothing. It's just the time we have to play video games together, and we said we're going to play this game together.
Yes.
Made it impossible for me to finish this game. I would not have finished it.
No, we'd still be playing it now.
We'd still be playing it now. I don't think I would be into the third act.
Probably not. No.
I would not be into the third act. I got through most of I got through the first act, actually, not on story mode.
Yes, yeah, we made it through.
I think I got like a third into the second act.
Probably.
Because I beat the swordsman with Verso normally. The one where he knocks the bridge out from under you and you land in the pit and all the bodies are there.
Oh, yes.
Dark Souls boss.
Yes, the Dark Souls boss. Correct. I remember that now.
And then after that, I don't remember how much farther I got where I go, I can't do this anymore. This is too difficult.
You got Minoko.
It was shortly after that.
Shortly after that, maybe like an hour of gameplay after
One of the
that.
Axons, I was just in that area. I was like, I'm not doing this anymore.
Yeah, we hadn't done the first Axon yet, I don't think. And
No.
That's when we were like, nope, story mode, please, and thank you.
Yeah, and so they actually added story mode because the actress, Jennifer English, who plays Mael in the game.
Shadowheart.
Yeah, also Shadowheart from Baldur's Gate 3, wanted to play the game, and she requested it because she would not be able to do the story for skill-based reasons.
Yeah.
And I guess that it's for me too. My skill was not there, and I didn't have time to develop that skill.
Fair enough.
So, but I'm actually, even though it sounds like I'm complaining, I'm not. I think the combat's incredible. I think it's very well done. And for people who have the time to get into this kind of thing.
Cough, Eric, cough.
Yeah. We have a friend named Eric who just loves this kind of stuff. But those people, this is a perfect combat simulator in that way, because it's taking those RPG roots that everybody likes, giving you a good level up system, giving you a modern parry and dodge system, which just adds to the gameplay.
It does. And I told you all along, even when you were struggling on boss fights in just like normal mode, watching the combat for this game was just so entertaining and so much fun, even with you being frustrated about it. And then when you went to story mode and weren't so frustrated, like, it was even more fun to watch. Like, half the time when you play games like that, you know, I pick up my phone and I scroll. We both do it because you kind of lose interest for a little bit and then you come back into it. I did not really do that when we played Clair Obscur.
It was a good game.
It was very good.
The combat's good. The storytelling and music is a masterclass. Mm-hmm. If that's all they're asking for, this is Game of the Year, in my opinion. Or it's a very strong contender for Game of the Year.
It's a very, very strong contender.
This is some of the best music in a video game. I remind me later to play the song Alicia in English. Someone sings it in English.
Someone sings it in English. Oh boy.
The songs are almost spoilers. If you're a French speaker, it's like, quit spoiling the game with all the music, guys. But for anyone who doesn't speak French, it's essentially French orchestra and French opera.
Yeah.
Is the music, and it's mind-bogglingly good.
It's very good, and I have a Halloween playlist that is 2 hours long that I play during trick-or-treating. It starts at 6, ends at 8, starts with the Monster Mash. Last year I did like a big edit and I added in like some video game stuff. So I added in a bunch of Alan Wake 2 songs, and I added in a couple songs from Hades 2. Ooh. And this year I was like, oh man, I got to add in some Clair Obscur. So one day I was like, oh, let's pull up the OST. It is like 245 songs long.
Yes.
So yeah. I picked one and just said, this is good.
If you chose Alicia, or there's one really long song in there.
I did the main town.
Oh, Lumiere?
Yeah, I did Lumiere.
So Pokemon?
Yes. Route 1.
So this is big spoilers. So if you're gonna
We're
play,
gonna talk about the story.
yeah, if you're gonna play Clair Obscur, the story is huge. Please go play the game. Come back, listen to us. We'll understand. This game is worth it, but the game's been out long enough that we are spoilers ahead.
Yeah, it's been like 6 months.
Yes. Act 1, so they do twists and turns. So they start you off playing a character called Gustav. He's the main guy from the town. His
Daredevil.
Yeah, it's Charlie Cox. Charlie Cox. Charlie Cox voice acts him, and his adoptive younger sister Mael is too young. So anyone that's in this town, when the paintress paints her numbers, anyone that the age goes down to, which was 33, went from 34 to 33.
Anyone who's 34 or older, which no one's older than 34, disappears into flower petals.
Yeah, or I think when they are 33 and older, they get... So everyone on the thing is 32, I think, that's going on the...
No, it was everybody that's 34 dies.
Well, I thought it was 33.
Okay, we're going to pause and double check this, because I want to know.
I think it's the age that it shows or who gets erased.
Okay, I was incorrect. They are all 32.
Yeah, except for Mael, who is 16.
Yes.
So anyone that is 32 years goes on a expedition.
Anyone who wants to
will go on an expedition towards the monolith.
To try to destroy the paintress so that,
she won't paint and erase everybody.
Yeah, because at some point, 14-year-olds aren't going to go try to take down the paintress.
Yeah. So Gustav's sister sends him on a farewell. You parting with some of the other expeditioners.
Hanging out with your ex-girlfriend.
And then she gets gommaged.
Yeah, that whole... Oof.
Yeah,
it's like the beginning of Up. The first 20 minutes are just heart-wrenching.
Yeah. So everyone in the town is being erased in the beginning, and then you go on your expedition, and you...
Most of them get massacred.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you end up on a beach, and you get off, and you see someone who's old.
Yes.
The gentleman named Renoir, which we'll talk about later. You don't know that right away. A mysterious man. The guy asks, "How are you old?" And all of a sudden, his head gets taken off.
Yep.
The expeditioner, and then they proceed to send a bunch of... Why can't I think of the name of the creatures? So, takes the head off, sends a bunch of Nevrons, the monsters of the game, at you. And then... you basically end up by yourself. You're about to off yourself.
Yes.
When one of the characters stops you from doing so. You meet Lune. You meet Lune, and then you end up finally meeting back up with Mael and Mael. Mael's in the mansion.
Yes.
And then you meet up with Ciel.
Yep.
And that's your little group.
Yep.
The four of you basically find out that you don't have a boat. You need a boat to get there. And you meet a Nevron, a friendly one, named Eskie. And Eskie is a giant inflatable thing with a mask.
Balloon man.
And he's just a very goofy French creature.
He's so goofy.
And he talks really slow.
And weird English phrases.
And he needs you to get his rock.
Yes.
So he can go on a boat. You go through this whole rigmarole. You finally get his rock. And you're about to jump out. You beat the Nevron. You get his rock. He jumps into the water. And then Act 1 ends with Gustav getting killed.
By the old guy from the beach.
Right. Renoir. And you are...
Both of us were like, did that just happen?
Yeah, they
killed off Daredevil?
They killed Daredevil in Act 1.
In Act 1.
So the guy they set up and they build all this backstory for and how he's writing back and to do all this stuff, they just kill him.
He's dead.
Yep, and then he is replaced by a gentleman named Verso who saves Mael from being killed by Renoir.
Yes.
And
he's played by Ben Starr, who is everywhere now.
Ben Starr is Troy Baker, and Troy Baker is Ben Starr.
It's true.
They are one and the same
they
gentleman.
Interchangeable, even though one of them is British.
Which one?
Exactly.
So the story evolves. You are now, to get to the paintress, you discover you have to defeat these things called axons. You originally sent to go get the heart of the paintress, and when that fails, you decide that you're going to go fight the axons. Yes,
because that will help weaken her or weaken the monolith. No, you have to kill them to get through to the monolith. Because there's a invisible gateway up where, like, if you touch it, then you start to go mosh.
Yeah, so they went and recruited Monoko, who is a Gestrel, and he is goofy as heck. He just likes fighting.
Wonderful.
All Gestrels like fighting, mind you.
Yes, that was the IGN Japan where they're like, you show up at the one place and there's a fight for some reason. I'm like, yeah, every Gestrel you meet before then is like, hey, you guys want to fight?
Yeah, they all want to fight you. The merchants will sell extra items if you fight them.
If you fight them and beat them, it's wonderful.
Yes, and so you get through and you do all this crazy stuff, and then you find out at the end of that you actually beat the paintress.
Yeah, you take the paintress down.
And you find out that the entire world is a painting and not real.
Yep.
And that Verso was just trying to be erased. And Mael is someone named Alicia.
Yes.
And she's from the real world.
Yep. And then you go back to the real world and meet her whole family, which is Renoir.
He and her mom are battling in the painting.
Yes, the mom is the paintress.
Is it Claire? Not Claire.
Clara?
Clara is her sister. Am I saying that right? That also was whatchamacallit. That's a room. That's Demon School.
Yes, yeah, it is a Rumacone. Mael's sister, Expedition 33. Clea.
We are really bad tonight.
I'm taking out that one section of us where we couldn't think of the word nephrons.
Yeah, so long story short, this is where the game is just open. You get the ability to fly, and you can go right to fighting your daddy who destroys everything. You can fight the real Renoir.
So the whole thing with the painting is that this is in the real world, there's painters and writers, and they're at war with each other for some reason. Mm-hmm. And I don't know what happened, but in the real world,
Verso is killed by a fire.
That Mael/Alicia apparently starts or is responsible for in some form or another. And the one thing that he managed to paint was this painting. So the bit of Verso that you play as is like the last remaining part of his soul. So his mom is like living in that world to,
exist with her family
and see Verso. And Mael's kind of doing the same thing because she feels responsible.
And her dad is trying to bring them back to the real world.
Because they will kill themselves spending so much time in the painting.
Yes.
Which is a very cool twist, but it does kind of come out of left field a little bit.
Yes, and then at the very end, you get through, and you have two choices. You either can...
You play as Mael, you face off against
Verso,
and you can either choose to play as Mael and keep Verso alive
in the painting, or play as Verso and erase everything.
Correct.
And free Mael from the painting, basically. Yes. Free Alicia from the painting.
Yes.
And there's debate on what's the canonical ending, and they've said you have to decide for yourself what is the actual ending. They're not going to say which one is the real one or not.
That's kind of nice.
So you have to figure out which one is the real ending or not. This is not the last Clair Obscur game.
Yeah, it won't. They've said it won't necessarily be a sequel, but it will be something
in the universe.
In that universe, I'd like to see what do writers do.
And there might be something to do with writing the next time around.
Correct.
It'll be Alan Wake.
My name is Alan Wake. I'm a writer.
It'd be really funny if they do not do that reference in the game. It's a bad game. It's automatically a bad game.
-2 out of 10.
If they don't reference Alan Wake as one of the writers.
Did you ever watch that Instagram reel that Leanna posted in the video game one?
Mm-hmm, with Alan. Yeah.
In the chat room, and that dude goes into the chat room dressed as Alan Wake in Fortnite, playing as Alan Wake.
That was hilarious.
Talking to the three girls,
yeah.
That did make my day when she sent that.
That was very funny.
Yes. So yeah, that's the whole plot of Clair Obscur Expedition 33.
It's wild ride, and it twists and turns the whole way.
Yes.
It was very well done, and the music the entire time was just incredible. And we glossed over everything. There is a huge amount of lore.
There's
and
a lot
characters.
There's a lot of side stories too. Some of it fell a little flat for us with like CL, and CL was actually okay, but Lune,
Their stories were fine.
they were fine.
The real focus was Mael, Alicia, and on Verso. Basically,
yeah.
that was the main story.
Yeah, but you did get, some history with the other expeditioners,
yeah,
which was nice, and you get side quests and that kind of stuff.
yeah,
And that horrible boss under sea. That was awful.
Under the Sea.
Yes, we fight Sebastian from The Little Mermaid.
You do fight him, and he uses pincers and attacks 4,000 times.
Thank you.
The cat, like we said earlier, but the cast is incredible. Like we said, there's Danny. Danny Cox. Charlie Cox.
You wrote Danny.
Charlie Cox,
Charlie
which
Cox.
is Daredevil. Jennifer English, Shadowheart from Baldur's Gate 3. Ben Starr is Clive from Final Fantasy 16. Andy Serkis is Gollum, and he plays Renoir in the game.
Mm-hmm.
They were really cool.
It's a really great cast.
Really great cast. There's a ton of people. They brought a lot of depth to the game that you wouldn't get from a regular voice acting class. I mean, everyone else was just Troy Baker, so...
Troy Baker and Nolan North.
Nolan North. They were the rest of the cast was the...
And Ben Starr. That's
Ben
that's
Starr.
all this was. It was the three of them.
They just did everything. That's all they do.
Yeah.
Every voice acting ever.
So did this game live up to your expectations?
Yes, I would say so. I wish I had more video games. So it's funny. I don't wish for more time, but I wish I had more time to play video games
That's fair.
than I do. I don't have as much time, and I'm going to have a small window where we're going to play a lot more.
Not necessarily together, but yes, more in general.
More in general, and then it's going to go away, and then 18 years later, we'll be playing a ton again. It'll be less
It'll
than
be
that.
like 6 years. It'll be fine.
Kids will be older.
Yeah.
They won't want to be around me as much. Or they'll be like, Dad, we're playing Final Games right now.
They will.
And so I'll get to play in that capacity, but I wish I had more time to sit and play games for longer. I mean, we didn't play that much longer tonight, but I'd say we played like 2.5, 3 hours versus the...
Well, I mean, when we were done with food, like when we're done with dinner and we're done throwing the dog's ball, you take a shower, and then you're sitting on the couch at like 7:20. You can play until 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Now our son doesn't go to bed until like 7:45, and then we still have to throw the ball for the dog.
Take
and
a shower. We
Take a
started
shower.
this podcast at 8. 10.
Yep, about 8:15 because we've been recording for almost a half an hour.
And so we'll finish this. I'm going to type up our Hades 2 podcast because we did get through that.
You beat Hades 2.
We've both been playing Hades 2, but I kept my pre-run.
Yeah, you kept your early access
this
run
run.
and started with that one, and I started fresh on the Nintendo Switch 2.
That's still a good way to do it.
Yeah.
It's still a good, really, really, really good game. It's a horny game.
Yeah, you texted me that photo of Dionysus, and I was just like, wow.
Yeah, Clair Obscur.
Yeah, talking about Hades 2.
It lived up to my expectations.
Okay.
I think it was fantastic. I am not the gamer I once was. I don't have the same amount of time. If I had the time, I think I would have left it on normal.
Yes.
If I had 3.5, 4 hours a night to play it,
Yeah.
I would have left it on normal because I was getting the hang of the fights.
You'd be getting the hang of the fights by like the end of our play session, and then we wouldn't play for 2 to 3 days, and then you'd have to try to jump back into it, and it's just...
It was a lot.
Yeah, a little, not frustrating, but just kind of disheartening.
Yeah, I mean, I was disheartened because all I wanted to do was sit and play it, and I couldn't.
Yeah.
And when you were like, you should play, I'm like, I have an hour. I'm not going to get anywhere.
I know.
And you saw that.
I know.
That was the case after
I
a
know.
while. So it was a very upsetting experience because it is truly one of the best video games I've played. Did it make my top 10? Maybe.
I know, we still got to talk about that.
Yes. That'll be our December podcast. but I don't think it was. I'm teetering on it. Yes and or no. It's not my favorite game. Like in my top 10, it's not my favorite game of all time, but it's a very good game.
Yes.
And I would argue it has a very, very worthy spot as game of the year for any. If it got picked for game of the year, I wouldn't bat an eye.
No.
Even with all the other competition it has this year, like I wouldn't bat an eye.
Yeah, this feels like, was it 2023 when you had Baldur's Gate 3 and Alan Wake 2 and Tears of the Kingdom and like all of those up for game of the year, and it's just like
that
any of them could win, I'd be fine.
I really anyone could win would be fine. I felt bad for any game going against Baldur's Gate 3 that year.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I felt really bad.
Yeah.
That's all like a once in a decade maybe game.
But there is like that just as many great games this year as there were that year that are contenders for.
What have we played this year now?
Whew.
I want to know. Actually, I'm kind of curious of what we played.
Let me go check out our podcast. Is it going to yell at me? I don't know.
We will find out.
We usually do this in December where I recap everything that we watched. Donkey Kong Bonanza.
Okay.
South of Midnight.
Okay.
Indiana Jones and the Great Circle.
That was pretty good. That was last year though, but yes.
But what we've played this year.
Yes.
Yeah. It Takes Two.
Okay.
Black Myth Wukong.
Did that come out this year?
I don't think so.
That was last year.
That was last year.
Okay.
Yeah, because the developer was upset that they didn't win Game of the Year last year.
Yeah, they deserved it over... it was Astrobot that won last year.
And the game we played before that was Astrobot.
That's funny. Okay.
And that's it.
Okay, so we haven't played a ton this year.
No, this is our lightest year, but it's been a busy year.
Yeah, Clair Obscur is definitely... We'll have to look at all the big game releases, because I don't think I played a lot of the big game releases this year. I played Battlefield... I have Battlefield 6 that I haven't dived into with some buddies yet.
Quick look at Polygon saying, like, Game of the Year 2025 predictions includes Hades 2, Silk Song, Clair Obscur.
Hollow Knight Silk Song is too hard to be Game of the Year, in my opinion.
I think it'll win Indie.
Yeah.
It'll win Indie. I don't think it'll win...
Hades 2 might win Indie.
I know. And Ghost of Yotei is the other one they say.
Oh, okay. I've heard that game is good.
Death Stranding.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I didn't get to play Death Stranding.
There's a lot that came out this summer.
There's a lot of games.
Where my last Boo Crew meetup, Scott and I started talking to Jen about Clair Obscur because she games a little bit with her husband, and he was like, "That is the runaway game of the year," and I was like, "Buddy, stop and think about what's come out in the last couple months." And then he was like, "Ooh, that's a fair point. Like it's a tight race." So
yeah, Clair Obscur, I think, still has an edge over most of the games you listed, in my opinion.
Yes.
But yeah, I get it. I'm there with you.
What's your rating?
What's my rating of Clair Obscur? It is I'm giving it a 9.5.
Okay.
I don't really have any major knocks of the game. I wish Act 3 had more structure than it did.
Act 3, that was the thing I wanted to touch on. Act 3, and I think Eric said this as well when we were on the phone with him or on Discord that one night, where like Act 3 is like, you can just go fight Andy Serkis.
Yeah, and
he's
meant to be like
anything
else.
He's
meant to be like a level 45 boss fight. When I fought him, I was 97, and I killed him in one hit, I think, twice.
But it's like Breath of the Wild, where like you can just go fight Ganon with 3 hearts.
Yeah.
Like Act 3 is, you don't have to do anything else. You can go straight to Lumiere and fight him.
So the only thing I would suggest majorly would be to do the Axon. There's a 4th Axon.
Yes.
So you fight 2 big ones, and then there's or do you fight 2 of them, and there's a 3rd Axon?
There's a 2 and a 3rd.
You can go do the 3rd Axon.
3rd, you have to be able to fly to get to it.
Yes, that's correct. So only accessible from Act 3. it's worth doing that Axon when you get a chance, because that's good story. But they don't really give you direction on anything.
No.
You just go and so there's not really direction. The map was a little bit difficult to read. Minor complaints, no actual real super drawbacks other than Act 3 was a little directionless, other than you have the main objective of fight the boss. Act 3 was a little tough to navigate if you were trying to figure out everything to do, but there was a lot of good fun story elements to add in that kind of expanded on the family of painters.
Yeah, I think it would have been nice to get a little more backstory on them, or have more seeds planted in the earlier, like the first 2 acts, to kind of lead up to the reveal at the end of Act 2 that everybody's in a painting.
Yeah. And
the only thing they really allude to is the girl that looks like Maëlle with Renoir.
Yeah.
Where, like, Verso makes a comment right after Gustave dies or right before, where he's like, do you not see
Yeah.
what she looks like? So you're like, okay, well, she looks like someone.
Yeah.
And then they, like, don't ever really bring it up ever again.
It's alluded to a lot that he's hiding something.
Yes, but
Yeah.
they could have been a little bit better there. But yes, yeah. Act 3 could have used a little bit more structure. But I also kind of understand why they did it the way they did.
Yes.
All that to say, I give it a 9. It was a lot of fun to watch.
It's a really good game.
Yeah.
Play Clair Obscur.
Yes, please.
So we're gonna do Hades 2 sooner than later.
That might end up being our spooky game because we keep putting off Dead Take.
Yeah, but we're gonna play Dead Take, and I'm gonna play Chronos New Dawn. I think I do
Yes.
plan on playing that game.
Okay.
And I'm slowly playing Silk Song, and I'm still doing runs of Hades 2. So
I know.
I'm enjoying unlocking the story a little bit. It's kind of enjoyable.
Yeah. I'm unlocking the story through watching you play. Because I am not good at that game after I watch you play.
I just dash and hit stuff a lot.
You do.
I got a really good build this last time, though.
I know.
Yeah, I smoked through Chronos. It's
Okay.
Like, pew, pew,
Let's
pew,
stop talking about it.
pew, 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 pew. All right, we are at gamingmarriage@gmail.com, or we're gamingmarriage@gmail.com, or at gamingmarriage on Twitter/X. If you would like us to try something, play something interesting, if you have a good spooky game recommendation, we're up for anything. So send some stuff our way. We're going to have some time off coming up soon, so
Yep.
we'll figure out stuff to play together a little bit here and there.
Yeah. Hooray.
Hooray. All right,
did
everybody.
it.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.